Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan. So we are out here water testing the new Nucanoe U10 with the Torqeedo motor on it. Will it be faster than our big brother, the Unlimited? We'll find out. You may be surprised. All right guys, so as far as the handling of this kayak, I will say it definitely turns on a dime. As you see here, we got this thing pretty much full throttle and we're just spinning in one little tight loop and not really going outside our own circle here. So I will say it definitely turns better than the actual Big Brother Unlimited as far as keeping the tighter turn for sure. It's because it's a smaller platform. This thing is only 10 foot 10 inches long, so it is shorter by 20 inches, and it definitely makes a difference on the handling. One other thing I do want to point out too as well is I don't have the appropriate cable for my foot control steering. You can see how high my foot is. I may actually have to do it by hand sometimes here during this video. I have the tandem setup cable, which is a shorter cable than my normal cable that I run on my Unlimited, and I thought that would work. I didn't even think about asking Nucanoe if they actually make a separate cable for it, but they must, because I really need my foot control steering out here. But my other cable that comes with my Unlimited is too long. The pedal itself was up where the gear pod was, so I'm like, all right, I guess that's not going to work. So just for this testing purposes, we're using this shorter cable, but where my seat is positioned is where I pretty much have it, because you can see my gear pod's there. I wouldn't want to be any more farther up than I am now just because of clear my feet. So I mean, if you're a shorter person, you could probably get that seat moved up, but I could lean forward to get some of my weight pushed forward during this video. Obviously, before I started the video, this is my first time on this kayak. I was out here just motoring around a little bit, just checking things out, checking the handling. Like I just showed you now, this thing turns on a dime, but it definitely feels like it runs smoother. I feel like I turn a lot quicker than I did on the Unlimited. Not by a lot, but definitely a little bit more. I like the feel of it. I just wish my foot was where it had to be a little bit more comfortable, but we'll make it do for this video. If I do get the appropriate cable, then we'll come out here and probably do it again. I do like it. This is my first time on the U10, so I think it's definitely a nice platform as far as being shorter than the Big Brother. Now, throughout all my video testings of the U10, I'm going to make my own personal decision if this is going to be the kayak for me or not over the Unlimited. A shorter kayak a lot of times is for certain reasons. You know, you're going to want to use this as a throw and go kayak, maybe a river kayak because of the rod stagers on this, and where your rod butts can sit underneath your seat, and you also have the tank well here basically for your rods to keep them in there, or for your reels to stay inside this area right here. I do have the initial walkthrough video of this. I will probably link that at the end of this video too as well, if you want to see the comparison side by side of the Unlimited and the new U10, if you haven't seen the different comparisons yet. But we're just going to scoot around here and we're just going to see how we do. So right now we are running at, I'm going to show you here, we are running at 240 watts and we're doing 4 miles per hour. Not a lot of watts being used, if you can see that. Might be hard to see in the video, but just trust me, I'm not gonna lie to you. We're running 234 watts and we are running 4 miles per hour. So that's pretty reasonable, you know. I mean, 240 watts. The battery right now says the mile range on this right now at 4 miles per hour is 12.5 miles. That's pretty good, guys. I mean, to run 4 miles per hour and be able to cover 12 miles, I think that's pretty impressive. This is a good just going to a quick spot speed, or just going out for a cruise. If you want to go out for a cruise and just kind of, you know, not kill your battery so fast, it's a good speed for. I mean, a lot of your bow mounted motors on most of your kayaks, I think top speed's like 4.5 miles per hour anyway. So only using 240 watts and running at 4 is pretty good. I think it moves, the Torqeedo is definitely moving this boat a lot easier than the actual Big Brother Unlimited at a slower speed. So we're going to take the Torqeedo up a little bit more. So at 400 watts, we're doing 4.6 mile per hour at 400 watts. Hoping the camera's catching the readout for you guys. Let's take it up to 500 watts, 550, 530, 550, 550, 560 watts. You know, it jumps around a lot every time you move it. And we're doing 4.8, and it says we have a range of 6.2 miles at this speed at almost 4.8 miles per hour, so almost 5 miles per hour. We are grabbing 6 miles. And we are pretty good up on the throttle right now. But at full speed, the little bit of testing I did before I started the video. Now, it may be, I may need to move the seat up a little bit more. I'll sit forward a little bit. But at full speed, it's not as quick as at full throttle, not as quick as the Unlimited. It may just be my setup right now. Let me get past my wake here. And I'm gonna try to lean forward a little bit too. But this is full throttle. And at full throttle, I'm at 5.5 miles per hour. And that is fast as I'm gonna get it up to the way I am right now. Let me try moving up here a little bit more on the seat, see if I can get some more weight forward. So moving forward a little bit, I got up to 5.6, 5.7 miles per hour with a range of 3.2 miles at 5.6. So I think that's the best I'm gonna get with this layout. And I got my motor set exactly where I have it on the Unlimited as far as the up and down position. I could probably raise the motor a little bit and get a little bit more trim out of it, but I'm actually not happy with the speed on this, my Unlimited. And right now, you gotta remember too, this U10, let me take a couple factors into this. U10 is 12 pounds lighter than the Unlimited. And I don't have all my gear on this kayak right now. I got my gear pod and I got some equipment behind me. So I am running probably, I would say overall, about 35 pounds lighter than when I'm on my Unlimited. So I think I might have to play with the trim maybe on the motor on this and get the right cable and get myself positioned here a little bit more. But I don't think we're gonna be able to get much more speed out of this even after changing the trim on this motor. But for handling, I will say it turns a lot better than the Unlimited. And I would say that's probably due to the shorter platform for sure. Yeah, remember we're still just as wide as the Unlimited Big Brother, but at a good cruising speed though, 4.6 using 460 watts. We have a range of 6.7 miles. Now I think Nucanoe themselves had the NK 300 possibly, I think, on this kayak already, and they say they were getting 7 miles per hour. I may need to move myself forward even more and see, but as far as where I'd be sitting on this kayak due to the side, you know, I'm 6'1", I wouldn't be sitting up this close anyway. But let's try it one more time here. So it looks like we're getting 5.7, so 5.7 miles per hour with my weight, my setup, using 1140 watts and have a range of 3.2 miles at full speed. But it's definitely cruising nice in the water at full speed. I'm getting no vibration, everything's running smooth. You can see it's throwing off a nice wake. So, I mean, we're cruising, we're doing almost 6. Big gator in front of us, huh? But I thought I would definitely be getting a lot more speed out of this. But I will say the handling, it definitely turns a lot quicker than the Unlimited for sure. It makes the changes very fast, very smooth. I think it has a little bit of edge on the turning of this for sure, because it definitely turns a lot faster and smoother than the Big Brother Unlimited. I like how it feels once my foot was where it was comfortable, but it definitely feels nice, guys. I feel comfortable on this, feel very stable. You know, and sitting here in the cockpit, I really do feel like I am sitting in an Unlimited, which I am, but this is the U10, which is just their label for the smaller version of it. But the same platform width and everything is definitely super stable. I have no problem standing up in this kayak. I don't feel like it's any less stable than the actual Unlimited. Maybe just a little bit side to side motion, and that may just be because it's shorter. Besides that, guys, I don't feel any different in this kayak as just a feel for it. Being this is my first time actually on this kayak, but that's gonna be a whole nother video. The few times I did paddle with it, it moves. That's gonna be a separate video. I'm gonna go into a little bit more detail with that too as well. I am gonna slide my seat forward just a little bit more. Let's try this one more time. So we're gonna get up to about half wattage. So you know, pretty much you max out at 1100, 1150 watts of power on the Torqeedo. So we'll go up to about 575 wattage and see what our speed is. All right guys, so at half throttle or half wattage, however you want to say it, I'm running 4.8 miles per hour, 4.9, and I have a range of 4.8 miles. Pretty much across the board it's the same. So 4.8, 4.9, and they pretty much match between the miles and the speed. 4.8, 4.9 at 590 watts, so about halfway. So almost 5 miles per hour, and you have a range of 5 miles, and that's just my setup. I think the motor could probably come up just a little bit more, and I'm actually going to be adjusting that later anyway to make some not alterations, but actually adjust my motor itself a little bit. So I think if I can adjust that motor up and get the right cable here for my pedal, because this is about where I'd want to sit, I think we can get a little bit more speed out of this for sure in our application, our weight, our height, etc. But I do love the handling of this just a little bit more than the actual Unlimited, because it definitely turns nice. You can go back the other way real easy. Definitely super stable, just like the Unlimited. I knew the stability wouldn't be an issue. Making changes, I don't feel tippy. So it's still definitely a great platform. And even if I only get 6 on this, that's what I get on my Unlimited. So it's basically right now I'm getting slower speed on the U10 than I am on my Unlimited, and I also have about 35 40 more pounds of weight on the Unlimited with all my gear and everything on there if I was going out fishing or fishing for a tournament. I thought the initial testing of this I would be doing like 6.5 easily, and I'm like running like 5.5, 5.7. I'm a little disappointed in that. You know, don't make this say, oh, I don't want the U10 because it's not as fast as the Unlimited with the motor on it. Like I said, I think I have to do some readjustments here. This is just the initial on the water, trying to make what I have work and come out here and do the testing right off the bat. You know, we're not always worried about the speed anyway when we're out fishing, because you get to your spot as a tournament angler. Yes, you want to get there as quick as you can, but you usually have enough time to get to your first spot because you usually have that half an hour before you actually do lines in anyway. But if you really want to go to a spot fast, yes, you want to go as fast as you can. This is not far off from the Unlimited as of right now. I know I can get at least 6.5 out of this when I make some adjustments. And you know, you may have yours set up already right off the bat and be able to do that 6.5 to 7 already. Plus, you know, I am a bigger guy. I run about 205 pounds. I used to be a lot heavier, but who knows, maybe the weight would actually help in this factor. I'm still happy with it. It's definitely as comfortable as the Unlimited. It turns better, but as of right now, it's slower than my Unlimited, being a lighter kayak. I don't know, maybe because it's a shorter kayak. You know, they say for paddling and all that, the longer the kayak, the faster it goes. The shorter the kayak, the slower it goes. So it may be the same instance here for the motorized part of it too as well. But you figure it as a shorter kayak, less weight, you'd still be able to probably get at least what you're doing on the Big Brother, I would think. I thought I would get a lot more speed out of this right from the first get up here, but not a big deal as far as speed. So we got 5.7 on this as of right now, and my Unlimited full speed, I get 6. But it definitely handles better than the Unlimited Big Brother for turning. It definitely turns on a dime a lot easier, and I feel when I make that turn, I am making that turn a lot faster than I do on the Unlimited, which makes sense because this is a shorter kayak. As far as stability though, guys, I'm gonna do a separate video on this. I feel just as comfortable on this but I don't want to get off subject here because it's not what you guys are here for. And we are going to end the video there. As always, guys, I really appreciate you guys stopping by, checking this video out. Be safe on the water, and I'll catch you on the water, and we'll see you soon.